येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. We resume our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7. We are on chapter 5, and I think we did up to text 6 or 7 last time. I think we did up to 7. So we'll continue. We'll read 7 and then we'll continue. So Canto 7, Chapter 5, entitled Prahlada, the Saintly Son of Hiranyakashipu, Text 7. Samyak vidharyatam balo guru gehe dvijatibi Vishnu pakshay pratichannair na vidhyetasya dhiyatha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Hiranyakashipu advised his assistants, "My dear demons, give complete protection to this boy at the Gurukula where he is instructed, so that his intelligence will not be further influenced by Vaishnavas who may go there in disguise." So Vishnu Paksha Pratichanna. This is the main term in that verse, where Hiranyakashipu is telling his assistant Shanda and Amarka that there are Vishnu Bhaktas infiltrating into our demoniac palace and kingdom, and Pratichanna. Pratichanna means in hidden, in hiding, in disguise, they have entered. Shastra talks about hiding. We find the example of Putana, where she is actually a wicked Rakshasi. Rudirasana is the word used in the 6th chapter of the 10th canto. She, Putana, Balagni, Rakshasi, Rudirasana. These are the adjectives used. She who's a baby killer, she who's intensely horrifying, and Rakshasi, she who's a demoness, and Rudirasana, she who enjoys kidnapping babies, killing them, and drinking their blood. Quite gross and nasty, but that's how Putana has been described. But how did she come? She came as a mother. She came dressed as a mother, and she picked up baby Gopal with so much affection that even Yashoda Rani and Rohini Devi, they let her approach baby Gopal. So her acting, her gestures, her dressing, her mood, everything had eclipsed her actual intention, which was to kill Krishna. But doesn't matter how you approach the Lord, if one is approaching Krishna, then purification is guaranteed. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigamsaya payadapya sadvi lebhe gatim dhatri muchitam tatonyam kam va dayalum sharanam vrajema. It is described bakiyam stanakalakutam jigamsaya. Jigamsaya. She came to kill Krishna, a sadhvi, as a unsaintly person. But because she had Sadveshadiva Putana Pisakula, Brahmaji says, because she dressed herself as a mother, therefore she got a lot of benefit. Lot of benefit. Our acharyas describe Krishna saw Putana and saw that she had dressed up in the attire that resembled Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda is so dear to Krishna that anybody who dresses like Mother Yashoda becomes dear to Krishna. That is, Putana got the mercy of Krishna. And what to speak of only Putana? Sadveshad iva Putanapi Sakula. Sakula means her whole family or dynasty got liberated. Two brothers are Aghasur and Bakasur. They also got the golden free ticket back home, back to Godhead, because of connection to Putana. And Putana got liberated because of her connection in the attire alone. Sadveshad iva, only with the attire. Not with the mood, but only with the attire with Mother Yashoda. So Yashoda Rani is so dear to Krishna that the dress of Yashoda Rani is what Krishna got reminded of by seeing the dress of Putana. And therefore Putana got mercy. And not just Putana, her two brothers, Agha and Baka also. So the point is, here you see, Putana hid her intention with Vaishnav clothes. In Ramayana, we see Ravana, when he came to kidnap Mother Sita, he hid his wicked intention with clothes. Then we find in the fourth canto of Bhagavatam where Indra, he comes as a sadhu to kidnap the horse. Remember the sacrificial horse, Prithu Maharaj? Where Indra comes to kidnap as a sadhu. And Prabhupada writes in that purport that this is the start of duplicity, where there is dress of saintly behavior and behavior, actual behavior of wicked intentions. So a Rakshasa is coming with wicked intention as Ravana, but appearing as a sadhu to kidnap Mother Sita. Putana is coming with wicked intention, but coming as a sadhvi, as Mother Yashoda. And Indra is also out of insecurity in that pastime, wanting to steal the sacrificial horse, but he comes as a sadhu. So Srila Prabhupada writes, this is the start, this is the beginning of hypocrisy under the spiritual garb. So Hiranyakashipu, who out of his ego, he knows all this, but out of his ego, he thinks that he's on the right side. So now he says, Vishnu Pakshai Pratichannai. As the tradition goes, that wicked people hide under saintly robes. It's possible in our kingdom of saintly dynasty, wicked Vishnu devotees have come and pratichanna, they have hid themselves. Kali Yuga is quite interesting. When we are in public, then we are critical. And when we are in private, we are hypocritical. When we are hiding, we are by ourselves. At that time, we practice duplicity and hypocrisy. So hypocritical behavior. And when we are in public, at that time, we can be hypocritical because people are seeing us. At that time, we prefer to be critical. So prayanal payusha sabhya kalavasmin yugejana. This Kali Yuga is full of faults. Dosha nidhe rajan. So Krishna knows that you can remove a thorn only with a thorn. To remove a thorn, you need a thorn. So therefore, in this age of duplicity, inside something else and outside something else, Krishna also comes with transcendental hypocrisy. Anta Krishna and Bahir Gaura. Darshitangadi Vaibhavam. To uproot the thorn of hypocrisy where inside there's something else and outside there's something else. Sri Hari comes in this world. इत्थम नित्य ऋषिदेव दशावतारै लोकान विभावयसि हमसि जगत प्रतिभान धर्मम महापुरुषपासि युगानुवृत्तम छन्न कलौ यदभवस्त्रियुगोत सत्वम. This will come later in Prahlad Stuti. Prahlad Maharaj tells Sri Nrsingadev that, my dear Lord, you're called Triyugi. You're called Triyugi because you come as Bhagwan in three yugas, Satya, Treta, and Dwapar. But in Kali Yuga, Channa Kalau. You come Channa in a hidden incarnation because he's God and he's coming as a devotee, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in Dwapar Yuga, he's appearing in a Gopa family, but now he's appearing in a Brahmana family. He is the supreme enjoyer, but he comes as the supreme renunciant. In Krishna Lila, he has beautiful locks of soft black curly hair. But in Kali Yuga, he shaves that hair and comes as the sannyasi. Yatinam Shiromani, Sri Mahaprabhu. There in Krishna Lila, he is on the banks of the Jamuna, which is dark complexioned. But in Kali Yuga, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes on the banks of Ganga, which is fair complexioned. So there he is appearing in the 12 forests of Vrindavan. But now he's appearing in the 9 islands of Navadvip. It's quite interesting. Transcendental hypocrisy. He is being that which is not. He who is the supreme enjoyer, the dark complexion, threefold bending God, comes as the supreme renounced golden complexion, straight standing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shachinandan Gaur Hari. So Vishnu Pakshai Pratichanai, this one line, which has been spoken by Hiranyakashipu, actually Saraswati Devi sits on his tongue and gives a hint of Kali Yuga. That Vishnu Paksha, those associates of Sri Krishna, will come in this Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates and Pratichanai, they will hide. Why? Because they're all gopis. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. And you can see Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, ultimately. We can see Rupa and Sanatan, they are associates of Radharani. Lalita and Vishakha are coming as Swarup Damodar Ramananda Rai. So this is all Pratichanna. Pratichanna. Pundarik Vidyanidhi as Vrishabhanu Maharaj. Vrishabhanu Maharaj is the father of Radharani. But here, what is happening in Gaura Leela? Radharani is coming as Gadadhar Pandit, Vrishabhanu Maharaj is coming as Pundarik Vidyanidhi, and Radharani is extremely respectful to her father in Krishna Leela. But in Gaura Leela, exact opposite. Gadadhar Pandit is not having faith in Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Everything is going topsy-turvy. So Vishnu Pakshay Pratichanai. All the gopis of Krishna Leela have become gopas in Kali Yuga. Krishna as the Supreme Lord has come as a devotee. And Krishna as Mahaprabhu is convinced he's the devotee. And others are also convinced that he's the greatest devotee. So in this way, Gaura Leela is the hidden incarnation. It is Channa Kala. Ya Bhavastri Yugota Sattvam. Everyone's playing the role play under the curtain of Yoga Maya. So Vishnu Pakshay Pratichanai. So Putana, Ravana, and Indra, the first three examples we gave, are negative examples. They are evil intention inside and coming as a sadhu outside. And then we spoke about Hiranyakashipu's mood, where there is evil intention, but he's convinced by his false ego that he's a good person. And he's thinking that the associates of Vishnu, who are actually good intended, he thinks that they're evil intended and they're coming in disguise. So, exact opposite of what the reality is. And with that, we also tied in with the angle to Gaura Leela, because Prahlad Maharaj talks about Channakalo. Text 8. गृहम् आनीतम् आहूय प्रह्लादं दैत्ययाजका प्रशस्य श्लक्ष्णया वाचा समपृच्छन्तसामभिः. When Hiranyakashipu's servants brought the boy Prahlad back to the Gurukul, the place where the Brahmanas taught the boys, the priests of the demon Shanda and Amarka, they're actually sons and disciples of Shukracharya, pacified him. With very mild voices and affectionate words, they inquired from him as follows. वत्स प्रह्लाद भद्रं ते सत्यं कथय मामृषा बालान् अतिकुतस्तुभ्यं एष बुद्धिविपर्यय. Dear son Prahlad, all peace and good fortune unto you. Kindly do not speak lies. Just reply with the truth. These boys you see are not like you, for they do not speak in a deviant way. How have you learnt these instructions? How has your intelligence been spoilt in this way? So they are trying to very politely ask Prahlad Maharaj, because if they start scolding him, then it's possible out of fear he may not speak the truth. He may not tell them how, quote unquote, he got polluted, quote unquote, how he got brainwashed. He will not be able to say. They felt he will get scared. So very kindly, you can see here, Prashasya Shlakshnaya Vacha. They asked with lot of affection in text 8. And in text 9, they're saying, Satyam Kathaya Mamrusha. Please don't speak false. You can fearlessly speak the truth. Personalities like Prahlad Maharaj, they never speak false. They are always speaking the truth. Always speaking the truth. Keyurana vibhushayanti purusham harana chandrojvala na snanam na vilepanam na kusumam nalankrita murdhaja vanyeka samalankaroti purusham ya sanskrita dharyate. Shastra describes that what is the actual ornament of a person. Keyurana vibhushayanti purusham. It is not the earrings and the bracelets and the necklaces and the ankle bells that decorate a person. Harana chandrojvala. It's not even a pearl necklace on the neck where each bead is as beautiful as the moonbeam. Na snanam. It is not bathing that purifies and decorates and ornaments a person. Na vilepanam. It is not sandalwood, chandan, pulp smeared all over the body that makes a person look beautiful. Na kusumam. It's not flower outfit or flower garlands or gajra or flowers decorating the body that actually ornament a person. And nalankrita murdhaja, it is not even different hairstyles which make a person look beautiful. The actual ornament of a cultured person is vani eka samalankaroti purusham. It is only cultured, truthful, polite, and beneficial speech. Ya Sanskriti Dharyate. When the words carry culture and they are having compassion and truth, that is the actual ornament. Why? Kshiyante. Kshiyante sakala vibhushanani. All the other ornaments with time they disintegrate and they lose their luster. You can see earrings, sometimes the color is gone, or sometimes you can see if there's a necklace that gets faded, or even if someone bathes repeatedly, they will sweat again. And if they have flowers, that'll get wilted. If they have hairstyles, that'll lose its style and it'll start stinking again. So, irrespective of whatever ornaments we put, kshiyante, they all kshiyante khalu bhushanani sakalam. All the ornaments with time they disintegrate, but vak bhushanam bhushanam. The ornament of cultured speech, devotional cultured speech, it continues up to death and beyond. Somebody who knows how to speak according to Shastra, how to be truthful, Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, how to speak politely, how to speak pleasingly, Satyam Priyam Hitam Chaye, how to speak beneficially. Such a person doesn't have to lie. That speech, that tongue is the eternal ornament for a devotee. Nothing else, nothing superficial. So Prahlad Maharaj is decorated with that. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry. But the teachers are trying to pacify him and not scold him. So they tell him, बुद्धि भेद परकृत उताहो ते स्वतो भवत भण्यताम श्रोतु कामानाम गुरुणाम कुल नंदना. O best of your family, has this pollution of your intelligence been brought about by you or by the enemies? So they're asking Prahlad, is it something that you learnt or read somewhere, or you yourself feel, or has someone taught you this? Prahlad is 5 years old, so they're pet, they're embracing him, holding him by the hand, holding him by the chin, and very carefully they're asking him with love. We are all your teachers and very eager to hear about this. Please tell us the truth. So they really want to know the truth. They're repeatedly saying that Satyam Vada. Please tell us the truth. Whatever is in your heart, tell us. So Prahlad feels, okay, now they're asking me. I will really tell them not normal truth. I will tell them the eternal truth. Because if I don't teach them, who will? So Sri Prahlad Uvacha. परस्वश्चेत यसग्राह पुंसाम यन मायया कृत विमोहित धियाम दृष्टस्तस्मै भगवते नमः. Wow, wow. He starts off by offering obeisances to Sri Hari. Even before he answers the question, he says, Tasmai Bhagavate Namaha. I bow down to Sri Bhagavan. So, which Bhagavan? Who is the Tasmai referring to? Paraha swacha iti asadgraha pumsam yan maya kritaha. Says that Sri Hari, whose Maya Shakti is so powerful that it convinces a person to accept this reality that this person is mine and this person is not. This is my friend, this is my enemy. So look at the words para and swa. Swa means own, para means apart from me, the opposite camp. So para swacha iti asadgraha, this type of temporary mentality, asadgraha, to think that this is our family, this is not our family. This is my friend, this is my enemy. This is a human being who is favorable to me. This is a human being who envies me, doesn't like me. This kind of two-way thought process, vimohita dhiya. The word used in the Bhagavatam is, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, this is confused, bewildered buddhi. This is not proper intelligence. This makes one make a lot of mistakes. The root of all of this is material desires. So when someone has a material desire, those who agree to you become your friend. Those who don't agree to you become your enemy. And those who don't agree to you, even if they're your well-wisher, the false ego thinks they don't like me, therefore they're opposing me. Or they envy me, therefore they're opposing me. So this kind of complication, material desire, then pride, flavoring of false ego, then anger, then division, then envy. And then when you have people who support you, then you feel why others are not supporting. More and more people should support my idea, which means the greed for following and discipleship and studentship and more control in the lives of others. All of this, one after another, complicates the matter. Prahlad Maharaj says the easy way to think is I belong to Sri Hari belongs to me, and because the whole world belongs to Sri Hari, the whole world is my family. अयम निज परोवेति गणनाम लघुचेतसाम उदार चरितानाम तु वसुधा एव कुटुंबकम. Two things we have. One is aham and one is mama. Aham means I, mama means mine. In this world, we think I am this body, I am Indian, I am South Indian, I am North Indian, I am Gujarati, I am Marwadi, I am Marathi. Depending on where the body was formed, we have identity that I belong there. And then those who belong there, we feel more proximity with them. And those who don't belong there and don't speak that language, we feel they are not like us. And this kind of sectarian mindset, first we think only humans. Therefore, I can eat animals. They don't have life. I can break down and cut down trees because they don't have life. But I shouldn't kill a human. That's the first mentality. I can kill animals, but I can't murder humans. That's the first mentality. Then in the humans, we further start making categories. There is territorial flags, there is territorial currencies, there is territorial rules. Then in that country, then we say, okay, there are, let's say, 29 states or 50 states, depending on where we are. And then we say, okay, he's from the northern part, he's from the southern part, he's from the east coast, he's from the west coast, and then he's in this state. And in that state, he's from this city. And then you get to see Indians in, let's say, America. You come to America and then you start meeting Indians. And then you say, oh, you're from India. Then again, the Indian patriotic nature comes out. And then which part of India are you from? Then they realize, oh, you're from the same village as me. Then you track back up to which school? Where were you? Oh, near that tree, near that hospital. The sense of belongingness and attachment to this body is so deep rooted. So aham should only be Krishna Das, e bishpas korle to ar dukha noy. I belong to Krishna. Jibero sarupa hoy Krishner nitya das. But apart from that, we identify with everything else. So aham should be I am Krishna's, mama should be Krishna's mine. But everything else is illusion. Everything else is temporary. And this is what Prahlad Maharaj is trying to teach his teachers. That till now, in the next verse, he'll say, um, yeah, he'll say, Sa yadanuvrata pumsam pashu buddhir vibhityate anya esha tathanyoham iti bheda gatasati. Very, very nice words used here. He says, when Krishna showers mercy, that's when Pashu Buddhi Vibhidyate. That's when this narrow minded thinking of I, and this is mine and this is not mine, this kind of duality will be broken. Prahlad Maharaj is saying this kind of duality is not natural. Not having this duality is natural, and having this duality is a disease. He's telling the teachers, you are asking me, how is my mind polluted? I want to tell you, the mind that I am having is the natural state for everybody. All of you are the ones who are polluted. How fearless is this little boy? Teachers are saying, who polluted your mind? He's saying natural state is to think that Krishna is mine and the whole world, all the jivas, all the places belong to Sri Krishna. Therefore, everyone belongs to me in that connection. To not have this kind of distinction is natural state. When someone is contaminated, when someone is polluted, that's when this kind of disintegrated, narrow minded thinking comes in. So you should not ask me, how am I polluted? You should ask yourself, where did that pollution come inside you? And he says, Yada anuvrata pumsam, when Krishna showers his mercy, that's when Pashu Buddhi vibidhyate. This kind of two-sided duality will be broken. And anya esha tathanyoham iti bheda gata asati. Look at the words. He says asati. This kind of buddhi is asati. It is unchaste. Why unchaste? Because if you have love for Krishna, then you should be able to remember him all the time. Just like a wife. Just like a wife. She is loyal to her husband, in the presence of her husband. And even when the husband has gone to office, even when the husband is in another country, and even when the husband has departed, she continues to remember him with affection. If she is only loyal to him in his presence and starts thinking of other men as soon as the husband is not around, and vice versa, it could be a man also. If the wife is around him and then he's loyal to her, but when the wife goes to work, let's say he has girlfriends, that is not loyalty. That is unchaste behavior. So the same thing Prahlad Maharaj is saying here. If someone is God conscious in the temple, but as soon as they step out, if they start thinking other things, that mind is not chaste. So this is what is happening to both of you, Shanda and Amarka. This is what is happening to you. You are unchaste. Your buddhi has been polluted. So instead of asking me, who came in disguise and polluted me, you should ask yourself, who has polluted you? And why is it that you're not able to think like me? Quite a strong, powerful statement. You can see Srila Prabhupada's purport um, in the previous verse. Just after Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, the next paragraph to text 11, Srila Prabhupada says, as servants of the Supreme Lord, all living entities are one. But a Vaishnav, because of his natural humility, addresses every other living entity as Prabhu. A Vaishnav sees other servants to be so advanced that he has so much to learn from them. Thus, he accepts all other devotees of the Lord as Prabhus or masters. Although everyone is a servant of the Lord, one Vaishnav servant, because of humility, sees another servant as his master. Very important point. So, what we understand here as body, everyone has different bodies. The skin color may be different, the height may be different, the weight may be different, the way we are made is different. But still, the constituents of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego is the same for everyone. And as far as soul is concerned, we all belong to Sri Krishna. And as far as Paramatma is concerned, that same Sri Hari lives in everyone's heart. So, where is the difference? What is the difference? If you actually think about it, in a tree, which may have so many leaves and so many flowers and so many fruits, the roots are the same. The branches may be different. The twigs may be different. The shape of the leaf may be little different, or the size may be little different. But as they're watered, the water that is going through, the sunlight that's coming in, the nourishment that the tree gets, it's all the same. It's all the same. So therefore, you believe all the fruits in one tree are the same fruit. You will say they're all mango fruits. So this whole world can be seen as one tree, where Krishna is the unseen reality roots underneath. And we are all like leaves and fruits and flowers. We may all have some differences in character, but the similarity between all of us is more than 90%. We are all spirit soul, the same spirit soul. The same means similar, not Advaita, but similar spirit soul, same constituent. And the material constituents are the same, and the same Krishna sits as Paramatma. So the similarity is so much more than differences. Some tender differences may be there, but the similarity is more. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, develop that vision of constantly remembering Sri Hari. He is trying to teach his teachers that it's not me who is polluted. All of you are the ones who have forgotten. Then text 13, Sa esha atma swaparetya buddhibhi duratyayanukramano nirupyate muhyanti yad vartmani vedavadino brahmadayo yesha bhinatti me matim yatha brahmyatya yo brahman swayam akarsha sannidho tatha me vidhyate chetas chakrapaner yadrichaya. Translation for 13 and 14. Persons who always think in terms of enemy and friend are unable to ascertain the supersoul within them. Not to speak of them, even such exalted persons as Brahma, who are fully conversant with Vedic literature, are sometimes bewildered in following the principles of devotional service. The same Supreme Personality of Godhead who has created this situation has certainly given me the intelligence to take the side of your so called enemy. O teachers, as iron attracted by a magnetic stone moves automatically towards the magnet, my consciousness, having been changed by his will, is attracted by Lord Vishnu, who carries a disc in his hand. Thus, I have no independence. Very wonderful. Very, very wonderful. To the extent one is absorbed, to that extent one can realize Bhagwan. This is interesting. When one is in this material world, absorbed in this material world, one cannot realize the pains of this world. To the extent one detach oneself from this material world, to that extent we can see how painful this material world is. But with Krishna Bhakti, exact opposite. To the extent you stay away from Krishna, you will not realize him. We realize Krishna by being closer to him, and we forget him by going away from him. But material world, exact opposite. To the extent you come closer to it, we don't realize the precarious nature of this world. To the extent we detach ourselves from this material world, you can see how problematic it is. When we are in the problem, like Shanda and Amarka is in the problem thinking, they don't realize that they are in the problem. But Prahlad, who's away from that thinking, is able to see you're the ones who are bewildered. So here, the key thing that Prahlad Maharaj is saying, that it is natural for the soul to be attracted to Krishna. In this world, if someone becomes a devotee, immediately parents and family and friends, they start becoming little disturbed. They start saying, now you started performing bhakti, abhi pagal ho jaoge, abhi sab kuch chhut jayega. Everything will, you will not have any interest in job, and you'll not have any interest in making money, and you will become a brahmachari, and chodo gardwar chalo haridwar, you may take sannyas. People who have not read Shastra, even they know the power of bhakti, that bhakti creates renunciation. But it doesn't happen like that. But anyway, even they glorify bhakti. The point is, to the extent we are Krishna conscious, to that extent we are in our natural state. We are in our natural state. In the villages, when someone is bitten by a snake, they typically feed that person a lot of neem leaves. And if the person continues to eat neem leaves one after another, after another, after another, and in fact has taste and keeps eating more and more, to that extent we realize that the snake was venomous. The poison has spread in the body to such an extent that the person has now developed the tongue to taste sweetness in the bitter leaves. So that's how they realized that the snake who bit was actually venomous. So then they inject another type of poison in the body. The second type of poison kicks the first type of poison out. Then the person continues to eat, and at one point he starts spitting out the neem leaves. Then the doctor says, oh, now the poison is reducing because he's able to taste the neem leaves as they are. Same with this world. We, when bitten by the snake of Maya, where the poison of sense enjoyment spreads in this body, we relish the neem leaves of this world. And lifetimes are passed where we are chewing material objects. We are finding joy in the opposite gender. We are finding joy in material things. But to the extent Krishna Katha gets filled to the ear, through the tongue, prasad, through the eyes in the form of darshan, in the buddhi through shastra, in the mind through chanting japa, the more poison is injected in the body by the doctor called Guru, then the previous poison of Maya's materialistic sense gratificatory desire is kicked out, and this person starts spitting out the neem leaves. That is virakti. That is vairagya. So enjoying those objects is not natural, but giving up those objects and worshipping Krishna, that is natural. Being bitten by a snake and enjoying neem leaves is not the natural state. That's the disease state. So Prahlad is saying, I am in the actual state where I am aligning to my Lord, and I am not enjoying this world. I am not after position. I'm not after competition. I'm not after insecurities. I'm not after winning battles. I don't want to kill anyone. I don't want to chew those neem leaves thinking that they're sweet. All of you are finding sweetness in this diplomacy because the snake bite of sense gratificatory desire has spread in your body. Therefore, perform bhakti, which is the medicine, which will kick out the previous poison. And then you will also, like me, spit out the neem leaves of position, of taking sides and things like that. But the point is, for this, Prahlad Maharaj, 9 months with one pointed attention, heard Harikatha. That is the secret. Prahlad Maharaj is saying it is natural for me, like iron filings are attracted to the magnet. So, how do we also develop that? Only by absorption. only by absorption in bhakti. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of the arrow maker comes in, where the arrow maker is sitting and sharpening the arrows, and he's designing arrows and sharpening the edge. And there's a whole procession with a king passing by on the street. And this arrow maker doesn't even realize he's actually sharpening the arrows, and the whole procession walks past. And when the others are talking about the king, he's saying, which king? The others said, well, there was a whole procession that went past with all the infantry, the ministers, the servants, the army, and the king. The arrow maker was so absorbed in the making of the arrow, he said, I didn't realize. I didn't realize. This theme of absorption has been repeated in Shastra again and again and again and again. Think about the story of Shamik Rishi. When Parikshit Maharaj put the snake around his neck, Shamik Rishi was meditating in the forest. Actually, this story goes as Shamik Rishi was in the forest and Parikshit Maharaj went there and he felt thirsty and he asked for water. And Shamik Rishi was so much in absorption that he didn't reciprocate. So Parikshit Maharaj, with the end of his arrow or the bow, in different Puranas, different descriptions are given, he picked up a dead coal snake and put it as a garland around Shamik Rishi. So Shamik Rishi did not realize when Parikshit Maharaj came. He didn't realize when Parikshit Maharaj asked for water, and he didn't realize when Parikshit Maharaj garlanded Shamik Rishi with that dead snake. Why? Because he was absorbed in his meditation. So of course we learn the story from Parikshit's angle also, and from Shringi's angle, who was the son who cursed. But this angle is also important to know. Our absorption in bhakti should be like Prahlad, 9 months in a womb, without anything else, hearing Krishna Katha from Narada Muni. Or like the arrow maker, where so many things are happening in life, but he continues to focus and absorb himself in making the arrow. Or like Shamik Rishi, where the king of the whole world is coming in, he's asking for water, he's cursing you, but you don't realize because you're completely in absorption. When that level of absorption comes, then this intelligence of Prahlad Maharaj will come. Otherwise, it will not come. We may hear about it twice a week for an hour on Zoom, but as soon as the class is over, again we will start thinking, this is mine, this is not mine. Ultimately, everything manasa deho geho jo kichu mor arpila tuva pade nanda kishore, everything belongs to Sri Krishna. We say it, we read it, we hear it, but we forget. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, when he came to London, he was doing a home program and he asked the devotee, whose home is this? And the devotee put his hand up and he said, but then he realized, oh, this is Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj. If I tell him that this is my home, he may chastise me. So he put his hand down and he said, Maharaj, it is Krishna's home. So Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, then what are you doing here? Out. Get out. Right now. And he was not able to step one step out. And Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj laughed and he said, Mukhe bole bhai, mukhe bole. You're only saying that it belongs to Krishna on the tongue, but in the heart you're convinced that this home is yours, that this family is yours, this body is yours. So how will we realize? How will we overcome Shanda and Amarka or Hiranyakashipu's mentality that the demoniac clan is mine and Vishnu is Parapaksha? Because he killed Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu thinks now Vishnu is an enemy. How do we transition from there to Prahlad Maharaj's mindset? It is by absorption. Krishna talks about it again and again. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. Being one-pointed. Bhagavatam says, Tasmad ekena manasa. One-pointed. Then Krishna says, Mai asakta manah partha. With your mind attached to me. So many. Mai aveshya manoyema. Aveshya means absorption. Complete absorption. To the extent when we are doing something, we are reading, completely absorbed. But otherwise, what happens? We are reading and also checking our phone, reading and also talking, reading and also sleeping, reading and also doing other things. No, bhakti has to be done with absorption, complete absorption. Another example we find in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes is the Leela of the Orisan woman. The Mataji from Orissa, This is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu was standing taking darshan of Jagannath next to Garuda Stamba, the pillar of Garuda. And there was this Orisan Mataji from Orissa. She was little short and she couldn't have darshan of Jagannath because Mahaprabhu is so tall and he's standing ahead. So what did she do? She climbed up on the body of Mahaprabhu. So one leg on Garuda Stamba, the pillar of Garuda, and one leg on the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So with one feet, she's kicking God, Mahaprabhu. And with one feet, she's kicking Garuda, who's the greatest devotee. And she's standing on top and having darshan of Jagannath. The purport here is when the lady stood up, Mahaprabhu's assistant Govinda, he immediately started chastising the Mataji. He said, wow, what are you doing? You're a woman and he's a sannyasi. You cannot touch him like this. And we are devotees and he's Bhagavan. How can you climb on his shoulder? This is not allowed. And she realized, and immediately she got down and she offered obeisances with folded palms. Please forgive me. Mahaprabhu looked at the Mataji and said, you are so fortunate. You have the eagerness to see Jagannath, which I am yearning for. Jagannath has not showered mercy on me. He has not given me the eagerness that he has given you. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned to Govinda and called him a Adivasi. He said, what kind of a uncultured person are you? You are chastising that Mataji who has so much absorption in having darshan of Jagannath. I yearn for a drop of that love in my heart. So Mahaprabhu really appreciated absorption there. So we gave examples of Prahlad Maharaj's absorption in the womb. Then we gave another example of the arrow maker. Then the example of Shamik Rishi. Then the example of the Orisan Mataji. And now the fifth example we see in Gaura Leela again. We find when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling south, in South India. He was invited by a Brahmana to come home for prasadam. So Mahaprabhu went, and this Brahmana is not asking for prasadam. Mahaprabhu came and he's sitting and he's waiting, and this Brahmana is not offering prasadam. So Mahaprabhu asked him, what happened? What happened to the prasad? So the Brahmana said, Lakshmana has gone out. So this Brahmana was a Rama Bhakta. He said, Lakshmana has gone out to fetch some vegetables, and then he's gone to the forest. So he will get all of that. Then he will give it to Sita Devi, and Sita will cook. Then she will offer it to Ram. And then whatever remnants Ram leaves behind, I will give it to you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking, what's wrong with this person? What level, what consciousness is he at? Because this is Kali Yuga. Mahaprabhu's Leela took place in Kali Yuga 500 years ago. Rama Avatar took place in Treta Yuga. Satya Treta Dwapar Kali. And this Brahmana is looking outside the window waiting for Lakshman to come back. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu really, really appreciated this absorbed mood. But again, a caution here, we should not fake this. This is not to be faked. This is not that tomorrow at home we are looking outside the window and your mother asks you why you're not eating. You say, no, it's evening time. I'm waiting for Krishna to return with cows. We should not imitate like that because that mood is not there. But in Shastra, the point I'm trying to say is, for that Brahmana, this was natural. For Shamik Rishi, it was natural. For the arrow maker, it was natural. For the Orisan Mataji, it was natural. For us also, it can become natural by being absorbed, by being completely absorbed. My Guru Maharaj used to scold if somebody in the Bhagavatam class sits with a bead bag. Somebody takes a chanting bead bag and sits in chanting with one hand and hearing Bhagavatam with the other. My Guru Maharaj would scold because he would say, when you're performing one limb of bhakti, you should perform that limb of bhakti with complete absorption. You're chanting, chant with complete absorption. You're hearing Bhagavatam, studying Bhagavatam, do that with complete absorption. Otherwise, what happens? We are not hearing Bhagavatam also, and we are not hearing our chanting also. We are trying to get done with our rounds during the class. So sometimes as devotees, we may see ourselves do that. We are chanting japa in the kirtan. We are chanting japa in the Bhagavatam class because we are trying to do two things, two limbs of bhakti at the same time. We should try to avoid. Our bhakti should not be like rock covered by water. Imagine if you pour water on a stone, what happens? All that water drips downward. If you take water, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu was giving this example. You take water and you pour it on a rock, and then you squeeze the rock, water doesn't come out because that rock got wet but didn't get absorbed in that water. On the other hand, you take water and you pour it in a sponge. When you squeeze that sponge, you see all the water that was poured in comes out because it has absorbed. So our bhakti, our heart, our mind should be like that. When the water of Krishna Katha and Krishna Kirtan comes, we should not be like a rock. After a Bhagavatam class, if someone comes and asks us what was spoken in the class, we should not be wet like a rock where we say, कुछ तो बोला था पर याद नहीं है क्या बोला था. That we should not be like that. That's like a rock which is wet but not has absorbed. But we should be like a sponge. When someone asks us what was discussed in the Bhagavatam class, 1, 2, 3, 4 points we should be able to say. What have we read in Bhagavatam? We should be able to say. While chanting Hare Krishna, how was the experience? We should be able to share. When we have darshan of the deities and we step out and someone asks us what was the background, the backdrop to the deity, we should be able to say. What color outfit was the deity? We should be able to say. We should be absorbed. That absorption is needed. And all our acharyas, especially here you can see Prahlad Maharaj, he's such a sponge. Whatever Narad Muni has poured into him, he has absorbed so much that Shanda and Amarka are squeezing. That same Harikatha is coming out. The water which went in is coming out. It's not that they are squeezing the rock of Prahlad and Prahlad is giving a different response. That's not happening. Pure Vaishnavas are like sponge. Haridas Thakur Mahashai, he's chanting, taking in the holy name so much that when they started whipping him, they started squeezing the sponge. What came out of his mouth? Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. He's preaching. He's preaching. When he's squeezed, what is in is coming out. When he's squeezed, what is in is coming out. Namacharya Haridas Thakur is so full of the holy name. When Lakshahira is coming, the prostitute is coming and trying to test him, only preaching is coming out. He is criticized, only preaching is coming out. He is whipped, only preaching is coming out. Prahlad Maharaj here is squeezed by Shanda and Amarka with that question, by Hiranyakashipu with that question. And what water has gone into his heart through Harikatha is coming out through his mouth. Srila Prabhupada, full of bhakti. 2 heart attacks squeezing him, what is coming out? Preaching is coming out. So we should be like that. To the extent we are absorbed on the path of bhakti, absorbed remembering Krishna, hearing, reading, chanting, to that extent, any reversal, any circumstance comes in our life, squeezes us, that will come out. When you squeeze a mango, mango juice will come out. When you squeeze an orange, orange juice will come out. Similarly, when someone agitates us, irritates us, curses us, provokes us, hates us, ridicules us, envies us, if that is what comes out of our mouth, competition, winning them over, criticizing, I will also criticize. They blame me, I will also blame. That means we are like rock. Water has wet us, but we have not absorbed that water of Krishna Bhakti. That absorption is missing. So this avesh, abhinivesh, very important. So this is what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching here, that to the extent you are absorbed, to that extent the natural state comes out. To the extent we are not absorbed, it will take a long, long time. This love that Prahlad Maharaj is talking about, here you can see Chakrapane. My life is like an iron filing, he says in text 14. And Krishna is the all-attractive magnet. And just like the iron filing doesn't calculate whether or not to be attracted, spontaneously moves. You move the magnet and the iron filing moves. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj says, my movement in this world is not by my will. It is by the attractive potency of Sri Hari. So this level of love is what we should pray for. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad has prayed, Agadamana Yashoda Nandano Nandasunu Kamala Nayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendra Pranata Karuna Krishna Ityaneka Swarupe Twai Mamarati Uchaihi Vardhatam Namadheya. Oh dear holy name of Sri Krishna. He's not praying to Krishna, he's praying to the holy name, Namadheya. Aghadamana, you are appearing as the killer of Aghasur or the killer of sinful Agha inside us. Aghadamana Yashoda Nandana, oh son of Yashoda. Nanda Sunu, son of Nanda Maharaj. O Kamala Nayana, O lotus petaled eye Krishna. Gopi Chandra, O moon in the life of the gopis. O Vrindavan Indra, O king of Vrindavan. O Pranata Karuna Krishna, O he who showers mercy on the surrendered, O all attractive Sri Krishna, Iti Aneka Swarupe, you have so many, O names, you have, interesting, he's not saying, O Krishna, you have so many names. He's saying, O names, you have so many Krishnas. You have so many forms. Generally, if you see, the form is what constitutes the name. Form is what constitutes the name. For example, if someone is a female, first is a female, then gets a feminine name. Somebody is a male, then gets a male name. So the form constitutes the name in this world. But Rupa Goswami is not saying, Krishna, you have so many names. He's saying, oh name, you have so many forms. Iti aneka swarupe. And unto you, twai mama ratihi uchatam. Uchaihi vardhatam. O Krishna, O holy name, may my love for you spontaneously rise day by day by day by day. This is all that I want. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad has also prayed, Bhujanga Ripuchandraka, Spurada Khanda Chudankure, Nirankusha Driganchala, Brahmini Baddha Bhringa Brahme, Patanga Duhitustati Vanakutira Keli Priye, Parispuratu me Muhu, Twai Mukunda Shuddharati. Shuddharati. O Mukunda, Parispuratu me muhu twai Mukunda Shuddharati. O Shri Krishna Mukunda, may there be Shuddharati, pure love in my heart for you, and may I also become like an iron filing, getting attracted to you. And who are you? Bhujanga Ripu Chandraka Spura Dakhanda Chudankure. O Krishna, you have beautiful shining locks of hair, curly soft hair, and you have a turban that dresses that hair, which has a whole galaxy of colorful peacock feathers. Bhujanga Ripu Chandraka Spura Dakhanda Chudankure and Nirankusha Driganchela Brahmini Baddha Bhringa Brahme. Very interesting. Generally, you can see that the lotus is steady, right? Generally, you can, Rupa Goswami is using Atishayokti Alankar and also Virodhabhas Alankar. Two types of ornaments are used here. What does that mean? He says, generally you see lotus is steady. Lotus is steady, and the lotus has nectar in the world, and that makes the bees restless. The bees become restless with the steady lotus. But he says, Krishna, in your case, it is the opposite. Your lotuses are restless. Your eye lotus is restless. It's not steady. And that's so restless that the restless bees in Vrindavan looking at you while you're looking at them, they get stunned in ecstasy. So in this world, you see lotus is steady and the bees are restless. But your lotus eyes are so restless that the restless bees are getting stunned. Nirankusha Driganchala Brahmi Nibaddha Bhringa Brahme. Wow, wow, wow. Rupa Goswami is so amazing. Devacharyam Yam Vidu Sat Kavitve Parasharyam Tattvavade Mahantaha Shringarartha Vyanjane Vyasasunum Sa Shri Rupa Patuno Bhrityu Vargan. Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan Pad has written that as far as philosophy is concerned, presenting philosophy, O Rupa Goswami, you are Vyas. As far as presenting Krishna Leela with sweetness and double meaning is concerned, you are Shukadev Goswami. As far as presenting poetry is concerned, O Sri Rupa, you are the greatest poetic Acharya Brihaspati. And as far as we are concerned, you are the king of our lives, Sri Rupa Goswami. So that Sri Rupa Goswami says, Patanga duhitustati vana kutira keli priye. O Sri Krishna, who frolics in the forests on the banks of that Yamuna. Parispuratu me muhus twai mukunda shuddharati. May my heart bubble with pure love, and may my heart become an iron filing, getting attracted to the magnet of your lotus feet. So that is in line with what Prahlad Maharaj is saying in the 14th verse. We will also read the last paragraph of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 14, and then we will conclude today's discussion. Srila Prabhupada says, one must be freed from all sinful dirt of material existence Everyone in this material world is contaminated by material desire. Unless one is freed from all material desire, anyabhilashita shunyam, one cannot be attracted by Krishna. So this is important. One cannot be attracted by Krishna unless one is freed from all material desires. But now the question is, so what comes first? Does attraction to Krishna come first, which causes material desires to leave? Or should material desires be lost first for one to be attracted? Well, the first is attraction to Krishna. Vikriditam vrajavadhubiridam cha Vishnu. Shraddhanvitaunu shunuya ata varnayetya. Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhyakama. Hridrogam ashu apahinoti achirena dhiraha. Shukdev Goswami has said, first attraction to Krishna. And that will cause cleansing of the heart. And then Prabhupada says, to the extent we are attracted by Krishna, by hearing about him, chanting about him, and the heart becomes free of all material desires, to that extent, natural spontaneous attraction is needed. It will naturally spring up. So this can be understood with this example that, let's say if you have a log of wood and there's a lot of fire within. For that fire to come out, first initially you have to apply some fire from outside. You take a little external stimulant fire and you set that wood on fire from outside. Then what happens? When the wood starts to burn with that fire, the inner fire comes out and now the whole wood is burning. So this is the process. First, we need some external stimulant in the form of hearing and chanting. Shravanadi shuddha chitte karay uday. Hearing and chanting about Krishna must go on. And when we do that, then the wood of our personality, once it's caught on fire by hearing about Krishna, then the inner fire, swayameva spuratyada. Sevonmukhehi jivhado swayameva spuratyada. By that external little stimulant of hearing and chanting, the inner fire of Krishna bhakti will come out. Then this wood called material body is completely destroyed and we go back home, back to Godhead. So this we conclude up to text 14. Now Narada Muni will speak text 15, so that we will take on Thursday. Thank you so much. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Sham Sundar ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna.